These are the Chat City interviews from 103.2 Preston FM.
Well, the Geordies are back. Well, they're returning on Tuesday the 22nd of July, Geordie Shore. And if you've not seen it, my next guest, Holly Hagan, first entered Geordie Shore at the age of 18. And now she's 21 and is making headlines all over the shop, mainly because of her 3-stone weight loss being one of the issues, but also showing off and modelling a new clothing collection for fashion brand Fashion Bible, and she's going to be in Preston quite soon, and she's on the telephone right now. So Holly, a very good morning to you.
Morning, how are you?
I'm good. Nice to talk to you. And
Thank you.
And you were just telling me that I've just been doing this thing, you see, with listeners, that today there's lots of people who suffer from triskaidekaphobia, which is the fear of number 13, but actually it's your lucky number.
It is. I don't know why it is, but I don't know. I just really like the number from a young age. So every time it's Friday the 13th, I just think I'll be a little bit different, and it can be my special day instead of being a unlucky day.
Right. And
obviously I get to speak to you today, so...
Do you know, that was the nicest thing you could have said, and I've not even paid you yet. Well, I'll tell you what. I think, Holly, would I be right in saying that you're not really a kind of shy, retiring young lady?
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, maybe in the future when I get a bit older, but right now I'm just, going out, having fun and doing what young people do.
Yes. Well, we've interviewed on this show a few times people from Towie, but for those who don't know about Geordie Shore, before we talk a little about that and about you, tell our listeners what Geordie Shore is all about.
Basically, Geordie Shore is the highest rated show on MTV ever. When it first came out, it was splashed all over the papers because nobody had ever really seen anything like it before. It's quite outrageous, it's wild, it's about, a group of people living in a house together, going out, getting drunk, and just seeing the relationships that happen between people in the house. And, it's done really, really well for what it is. And as much as a lot of people have negative things to say about it, we've proved that, it can actually be a really amazing show.
And I was just going to ask you about that because, as you say, there's going to be all kinds of views. And, I was kind of looking at some photographs this morning, purely, of course, professionally for the show. I was looking at one magazine with some quite revealing photographs of you in it. So, I mean, what do you say when people maybe say that to you about the programme or about the modelling that you do? I mean, how do you respond to that?
Like, at the end of the day, I was before I was doing this show, I was working in a call centre. I didn't really have any aspirations except the fact that from being a young age, I always did want to be famous. When I actually got on the show, obviously, I did go through quite a lot of hard times in the beginning because of the way that things were perceived on the show, and obviously a lot of people slagging you off and things like that. But 3 years down the line now, I'm living my dream. I've obviously got this amazing clothing line, which I'm so happy to be bringing to Preston, and just everything's kind of working out for the best for me, and I'm living the dream. I'm doing a job that I've always wanted to do, and I think if anyone's got something to say about that, then as long as if they've lived their dream, then fair enough, come up to me and start slagging me off. But if you haven't, then, just leave me to it because I'm having fun.
And that is an important point, isn't it? It is quite difficult because, as you say, because of the press attention that you've got and because of the modelling, you were in the call centre. So should people expect that would have been your life in the call centre, or
exactly,
living your dream now, even if it's not to some people's taste, do people have the right to say, well, you should have stayed in the call centre?
Well, exactly. And I mean, most people who have something to say about the show, if they look back at their lives, they've probably done exactly the same. They just don't want to admit to it. And it's just the same as kind of going away and moving to university. Like, you live this kind of crazy life. You're living on your own for the first time. And the only difference is that ours is filmed and that people know about it. But most of the things that people do at university, they wouldn't dream of coming home and telling the parents about it. So they just keep it all hush-hush. But at the end of the day, everyone goes out and has fun. It's just that ours just happens to be televised.
And what about, I mean, you also made the headlines about the weight loss. I mean, that was quite a dramatic weight loss, wasn't it? I mean, did you feel the need to do it? Did you want to do it? Was it media pressure?
Do you know what a lot of people don't realise is that weight loss that I've actually achieved has been over a really long period of time, over 3 years. When I first went into the show, I was only 18. I had a boyfriend. For the year that I was with that boyfriend, I was just eating takeaways and things like that. And then slowly but surely, every single year, you know, I've got healthier and healthier, and I've started going to the gym and things like that. And the weight has just came off, but very, very slowly. Now, when people compare two photographs, they'll think, oh my God, how did she do it? But it took me 3 years, and it was a really slow process. And to be honest, I don't really think it was the pressure of people on the telly. It was the fact that when I saw myself on the telly and I realised how I looked, then that's what made me want to change. It wasn't other people's opinions.
And I mean, how did you first feel when you started getting public recognition? Because we were just talking off air, and you've got a club appearance tonight.
Yeah.
So what's it like? I mean, how is it, you know, going from that call centre and in some ways anonymity to actually press attention and people wanting to talk to you?
Yeah, do you know what? It's really, it's got its plus points and it's got its negative points. Do you know what I mean? There's always going to be people who've got something to say about it, and it's not always going to be positive. When it is positive, it's the best thing in the world. You know, I have girls coming up to me being like, I respect you so much for being, you know, a role model to me. And as much as I don't go out there and tell people to do the things that I do, the way that I'm usually a role model is the fact that I have got this clothing range that is modelled by a normal sized girl who isn't a 5'7", size 6. And these girls say, thank God there's somewhere where I can go, where I can actually, you know, see what clothes look like on a normal 5'3", size 10 to 12 girl. And a lot of people need that because in the media nowadays, it is all about image, and there isn't really many people out there, like you were saying with the Towie lot and things like that. They're all really slim and glamorous, whereas our show kind of shows a different side to that and shows that it's okay, you know, to be a normal size and to walk around without your makeup on.
Right, and as I was saying, the new series hits the TV screens in July. I take it you're part, are you, Holly, of the new series?
Yeah, I'm really, really excited. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I think it's the 22nd of July that it starts.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited about it.
Wow. I mean, what about the other characters? I mean, when they bring a group of people together, what's it like? I mean, I take it that off-screen you don't all kind of meet up with each other or keep in contact, or do you?
Well, we do, you know, we really do. We've all got like a group chat on our phones and stuff, and we all do let each other know what we're doing and things like that. Me and the girls especially, because me and the girls have got such a close bond. Like when you've been through something like what we have in Geordie Shore, we all got pushed into this situation together, and we all experienced, you know, going out, getting packed, you know, this rising fame all together, and you'll never really experience that bond with anybody else. So yeah, I mean, we do all still keep in contact, even though sometimes it's hard because we're all doing our own thing. Everyone's got their own little project, but you know, when we're in that house, we are like a family, and we are so close. We're like my brothers and sisters.
And how did it start for you? I mean, how did you get into the show? Did you apply, or were you out and about one night and you got spotted?
I actually applied on Facebook. There was like a Facebook group, and all you did was, you know, you added them as a friend. They sent you a big list of questions. So it was like, what's your best asset? What's your most embarrassing moment? Sent that back, had a telephone interview, then went down for loads of interviews. And then after a few months, they told me that I was in the show, and I couldn't believe it. I'd never, ever expected it.
And I think in the new episodes coming up, there's two new guys there. I think it's Aaron and Kyle. Have you met them yet?
Sorry, what did you say there?
I think in the new series, there's two new guys. I think Aaron and Kyle. Have you met the new guys yet?
Yeah, Aaron and Kyle, do you know what? They're absolutely amazing. They were brilliant additions to the house. We couldn't have asked for two better people, to be honest. And it is nice to kind of mix things up, because it does get boring, the same people year after year, and it keeps the viewers interested in watching, because then there's new relationships that form and things like that. So, yeah, they do a really good job, and I think that they make the series what it is.
Right. And what about the breakaway then into fashion? You're going to be in Preston, I think, is it the end of the month? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Sorry, the phone's really breaking up there.
That's okay. I was just going to say, I think you're in Preston in a couple of weeks' time on a Saturday.
Yeah, I am.
Tell us a little then about the fashion.
Yeah, well, I mean, every young girl knows that if they could, they would want to be involved in fashion. Like, it's just every little girl's dream. And when I got the opportunity to work alongside the Fashion Bible, I was absolutely over the moon. I used to get clothes off them previously, like when I was in the show and things like that. And then when they asked me to do my own range, I was absolutely over the moon. And like I was saying to you before, it's nice to actually be a girl who's a normal size, be modelling these clothes, because we do cater for girls who are, from really small to, up to larger sizes as well. So we kind of go from a size 6 to even up to a size 28. And I've seen girls who said, I can't find any clothes, that are fashionable these days that do go up to the size that I am. And it's nice to see that you are trying to cater for those other sizes, and it's not just, you walk into a high street shop and sometimes they only go up to a size 12. So that's not the kind of image that I want to project towards girls, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm really excited to bring it to Preston, and I hope that everybody likes it.
Lovely. Holly, where can people find out more about you? Do you have a Facebook page, a website? Where can people have a look?
If people, probably my Twitter is probably the best. My Twitter is at Holly G Shore. And everything about the pop-up shop and everything about me basically will be all on there. So if people want to take a look, then that's great. They'll find all the information there.
Well, it's been nice talking to you. We look forward to also seeing you on TV. And you're right, it begins Tuesday, the 22nd of July.
Thank you. It's been lovely speaking to you.
And I'm sure a lot of our listeners will be coming to see you here in Preston live. So,
I hope so.
Okay, so Holly, enjoy the day and thanks for talking to me.
Thank you. No problem. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. We hope you've enjoyed the interviews as much as we have. Why not give us a tweet at ChatCityBFM?